Hello, welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, hi, welcome in. My name is Tabs. Thanks so much for clicking on this video and joining me in my chaotic corner of the internet. Today we are doing just a vlog. It's just a vlog. I don't know what I'm doing, clearly. I've been doing this for a year and I still have no idea what I'm doing here. It's a market prep vlog. Let's be real. I have a market, my last market of the year, December 6th. I am anticipating it being a good market. So I'm in panic market prep mode. And I have a very, very long to-do list to get done. And this was meant to be a 3-week long prep list. And I just really have barely made a dent, to be completely honest with you. And we only have a week and a half left until my market. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. And it's Thanksgiving week. So at least I have like downtime from work because I'll be off starting tomorrow around lunchtime until Sunday. So, and I'll be out of town. So I don't have any like household responsibilities I've got to get done. I can just like go to my parents and sit and crochet. In true fashion, I have outrageously long list of things that I want to do. So yeah, we're going to see how much we can get done. I have been crocheting the last couple of days, so I do have some of this already marked off my list, but we're going to get into that in a second, so be patient. Before we get into it though, make sure, if you aren't already, hit the subscribe button and join me on this chaotic journey. I have a lot of really, really fun and exciting things planned for 2026 and December, honestly. I have a pattern pack I'm working on to expand my bookshelf buddies collection of patterns. I have some new products that I'm working on for crochet people, for you guys, not just plushies, which is really exciting. That's just kind of like a little bit of a preview hint. That's going to be coming out here in the next month. After this next market, I'm really going to hit the ground running with some of the ideas that I have to hopefully launch at least one of those before the end of the year. So stay tuned for that. Like always, I always let you guys know to comment below if you're working on anything while you're watching this video. I love to see what everybody's working on, or it doesn't even have to be crochet related. Maybe you're like folding laundry, or you're doing the dishes, or maybe you do another type of art or craft or something, or maybe you're coloring. I don't care. Let me know what you're working on. I want to know. Anyways, I'm going to tell you the ones that I have crossed off the list. I've crossed the monkey and the bear off of the Kinder Knots patterns because I still have a monkey and I still have a bear in stock. I don't need any more. One is good enough for me. I have made a koala, and I have now crossed that off the list. I've decided one koala is going to be good enough. Look at these eyes. These eyes are by What's Up Cupcake Crafts. Look at how effing gorgeous these are. Look at the sparkle on these things. Oh my God. I want to say this is part of her Taylor Swift collection. Christine, you can comment below and let me know that I'm totally incorrect. But I think these are the Midnight ones. I'm just absolutely in awe. They're gorgeous. But this guy is done, so I crossed that off. I will be making 2 of the elephants. Well, I'm definitely making an elephant, and I'm definitely making a reindeer. I will not make 2 of each of those. I don't think I'm going to have time to make the lion, and I don't think I'm going to have time to make Elliot the donkey, which kind of makes me sad because it kind of goes in theme with the Winnie the Pooh stuff that I really like to have in stock, but it is what it is. So he's going to set him here. He can, oh, you can't even see his face, so that's cool. I have made 2 Fable Friend bears. They're not finished yet because I still need to embroider the noses on them and then obviously make them their little outfits. But I made one in, I think this is Mushroom by Premier Basic Chenille. And then I made one in the black mystical yarn. This is, I think the colorway is called Cinder. I really, really like this one, little black teddy bear. I am going to add a little bit of whites around the eyes just so that they, oh my gosh, he's covered in fluff. Just so they pop a little bit more against the black. But I got 2 of the bears done. Those are the only Fable Friends I have worked on this week. Next, I did get a frog plushie finish, and this is Stitches by Patty. This is her pattern, and I pattern tested the snuggler, and we also received the plushie version as well, just for being a tester, which was very, very kind of her. So this is the first time I've made the plushie. I'm obsessed. It's so cute. I love this pattern. Both of these patterns are absolutely adorable. And again, safety eyes. These safety eyes are actually, these ones were made by Tarsh at Crazy Crochet Love. Her daughter actually made these safety eyes for me, and they are really, really pretty. I really like these as well. And I thought it matched really well with the frog because it's kind of got like the blue and green, and then it has like the white background. So it literally just matches perfectly. So I love that. Those guys are so cute. Then I went on a Poggy's Place Critterling marathon, and I made a bunch of these guys. So I went a little crazy. I have crossed them off the list now because if I get back to them, I will make some more. But for now, I think I'm okay with what I have. But I made the little elephant. I believe I made 2 of the elephant. And I made it in this dark, oh my gosh, there we go, dark gray as well. So cute and tiny. And I think I'm going to turn all of these into little keychains or like backpack buddies. So, and some of them are not quite finished because they just need little embroidered details like the little capybara. Look how freaking adorable it is. But he needs his eyes embroidered. But I made 2 of this guy just because I love them so much. Look at how cute they are. They're just so tiny. And then I made the little mouse, also super cute. I made the tiny itty bitty, like little itty bitty bumblebee. I made, this one might be my favorite. Look how cute and derpy he is. This little mallard, he's so cute. And then I made his little chick friend over here. They're just so chunky and tiny. And all of these patterns are also no-sew, which is like incredible. This is another one that still needs a little nose embroidered, but I made this little panda bear. And then I made this little tiny itty bitty focus little cow. So freaking cute. And this one, she had embroidered little like nostrils on. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I might, just to give it a little bit more detail, but I think it's fine the way it is. So cute. Then this one also still needs a little nose, but little monkey with his cute little tail and his giant ears. So cute. And this is another one of my favorites. Chicken. So cute. Then I made 2 of each of these next ones. So I made a blue axolotl. I made a pink axolotl. And then I made a blue, and these ones are a little bit bigger, so I may not put the dinosaurs on a keychain and just have them as like a cheaper item on my table or something. I probably need to make a few more to fill like a little basket and maybe just put a price on these instead of putting keychains on them. But I made a blue and green one, and I made a pink one. So those are all, I don't know, I could just have them all in this basket and just let people dig through and choose what they want to make or what they want to get. So I don't know. Then the next thing I made 5 mini loaf cats. These still need noses, but I made 2 orange, 2 in the mystical gray or black, and then 1 in the dark gray. And I am raising the price of these because I sell out at every single market. I made these ones. I usually use a 6mm hook for these, but this time I decided to use a 7mm, so they came out a decent amount larger than what I usually do, and I sell those for $12. I'm going to up this to $15 and sell them for $15 a piece now. That is mostly because I sell out at every single market, or at least I have been, and I would like to try and maybe slow that down just ever so slightly because I can't really keep up with the inventory, especially when I'm at the market. And then, yeah, so that's kind of that. Then I made a Blossom the Dragon by Dr. Choco Crochet. And absolutely gorgeous. Again, the safety eyes are by Christine at What's Up Cupcake. I don't think these are in her standard rotation. This was a giveaway that I won on her Palm Street. And these are 30mm eyes. And again, I think I used a 7mm hook for this guy. So it came out a really decent size. And I also stash busted yarn. Everybody clap. Everybody clap, please. I didn't use a full skein, but I came really close of this like purple colorway yarn. I really like the yarn, but it's not very fun to work with, and it doesn't have the best, like it is soft, but it's not like Bernat baby blanket soft. If you know, you know. So I haven't reached for this yarn in quite some time, so I'm just destashing it, and I was able to get a full dragon out of it. So that was exciting to use up some of the yarn that I don't use. And that was everything that was on my list originally. However, Loops to Lovies came out with the cow pattern pack, and it's Cyrus the cow in plushie and snuggler form, and then there's Colette the calf, and I can't think of the Highland cow, but there's a Highland cow snuggler and plushie as well in the pattern pack. And when I saw that she released the patterns, I ran and I bought the pattern pack, and I very quickly added that to my market makes list. So I added 2 of the plushie versions, 2 of the snugglers, 2 of the plushies of the regular cow, 2 of the Highland plushies, and then 2 of the Colette the calf snugglers. And I'm basically going to use that to replace the bitty cow snugglers, just because I want to try this pattern out and see what size it comes out. So I've replaced those and added that to my list. And I hope you're... As I was saying, I don't know when it cut off, so I'm just going to film this part again. But I guess you could like omit some of these color changes in here and just do like white all the way across instead of doing like these little splashes of brown, or whatever color you decide to make. And that would make it a little bit less labor intensive. But I think the color changes are so worth it. I think it just gives the cow so much personality. The pattern is so well written. It's super easy to follow. I adore it. I still need to do this. These things are so stinking cute. When I finished, particularly when I finished this one, I was like, oh, so cute. I can't handle it. It's just adorable. So that is everything that I have made so far. I am currently in the process of making some snowy owls. I want to get that knocked off my list because those are really easy to make. It's just 3 pieces and then sewn together, and then those will be done. And then beyond that, I'm not 100% certain what I'm going to move on to next. I probably need to start working on some book buddies, but in my Hulken bag that I still haven't unpacked from my last market, I do have some unfinished, I have an unfinished llama, and I want to say 2 unfinished caterpillars, which would knock off quite a few of those. So I might hold off on those until I can get those done and see how much I've got finished. I think what I will move on to next is very likely going to be elephant snugglers, because those tend to do very well for me. So I think elephant snugglers are going to be next, and maybe ditty decks. And then the Fable Friends, because I do want to make sure I have plenty of Fable Friends, because I've never had Fable Friends at this venue that I'm doing my market at next. So I think that's going to be the plan. Tonight we're going to finish the owls and then move on to the elephant snuggler, and then we'll just kind of see where we get. I don't know. I did think about moving on to like the Highland Cow plushie, because I would really like to have a Highland Cow plushie. It's been a while since I've had one, but yeah, that's kind of my update. I think that's it. So I hope you have something to work on. Even though I've been talking now for 15 minutes, hopefully you haven't been sitting there staring at me this whole time. Hopefully you have something to work on. Maybe a little drinky drink, cup of tea. I just finished a cup of tea and I'm nice and like cozy and comfy and warm. But I'm gonna get some TV on, and right now I'm watching Bob's Burgers through again. I've already finished it, or like I'm already caught up, but I like to have something on that I've already watched all the way through. That way I don't really have to pay attention, but it's like background noise, just to kind of have something to listen to. So anyways, I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to finish these, what am I working on? Owls. And then I probably won't touch base with you again until tomorrow morning, because I'm going to move this out of the way and I'm going to get really cozy on my couch in my little yarn goblin nest, and I'm probably not going to want to get up again to film. So they're finished. Yay. They're so cute. I've never made this pattern before. I made 2 in the white, and everybody should be so proud of me, because I am finally starting to bust through all of the hand-painted safety eyes that I have been collecting for the last like 6 months. So lo and behold, all 3 of these guys have 25mm safety eyes from Christine at What's Up Cupcake. Once again, I love her safety eyes. I will link her shop below, her Etsy, and like her eyes are just absolutely stunning. But this is, I believe this is the color Peach Ring. Look how stunning those are. I love the color combinations, and it's kind of got like a really subtle pop of like a flash of like a blue-green color. If you see, look how pretty. Oh, I love them so much. So I made that one, and then I made this one. I genuinely do not remember what these safety eyes are. I don't remember the color, but they are still What's Up Cupcake 25mm. And then I made this speckled one. I did not add the little V's on his chest. I don't really know why. I might go back and do that. Let me know what you think. But this is the color Heart of Stone on the safety eye. Absolutely stunning. So gorgeous. So cute. And it came out massive. So I'm thinking this is probably, even though they're pretty simple to make, I'm probably going to do like 25 just based on the size. I think that's a good price. I don't know. I need to hold it up to some of my other ones, maybe 28, but I'm thinking 25 is going to be a good price.
The only reason I would go up to 28 is to accommodate for the safety eyes, because obviously hand painted safety eyes add an additional cost compared to whether, like, if I was just buying the safety eyes myself. So yeah, I'm up in the air, but look at the sparkle on these things. So cute. Anyways, those are finished. Cross that off my list. I only wanted to make 3. I've got 3 done. I also packed this Hulken bag. Well, you can't really see it. It's by the door. Full of yarn to take with me to my parents' house today. We're leaving in a couple of hours, I think, to head to Georgia. But I have also on and off this morning been kind of like working on cleaning up and organizing a little bit. So this worktop space is almost cleaned off. I have a couple of odds and ends that need to just get put away, like decor pieces that I am trying to get rid of, but I don't just want to like donate it because it costed me, well, the acorns not necessarily, but I used to be a collector of Rae Dunn. Don't judge me. I wasn't one of the crazy ones. So I have the snowman cocoa pot that's fairly sought after. Well, it used to be. I don't think it is anymore. I think most of that has gone down in value quite a lot, but I do have some things that I still need to get rid of. So I'm probably just going to move it out of my office. But the other thing I cleaned off was I have a 3-tier rolling rack, or rolling cart, and I had like a whip and a couple of random hooks and some random things, like a thing of safety eyes that I've been looking for months. It was hidden underneath a bunch of yarn and supplies that I was finally able to put away. So yay. But something else that and this is in reference to, if you watched my market recap last week, then I hinted at the end of the video that I have a lot of things in store for 2026 as far as expanding my business beyond just crochet plushies. As much as I do love and enjoy crocheting and will always love and enjoy crocheting, if you are a crocheter or even a knitter or do anything that requires fine motor skills, you know that it can take a toll on your body, and I'm trying to respect that and basically take a break, not a break from crocheting, but do it a little bit more sparingly, I guess. I'm trying to, and this is going to come into play with all my goal planning and stuff for 2026. I am cutting out a couple of markets that I did last year, although I am adding 2, I'm removing a couple as well. So I'm probably going to do the same number of markets, but it's going to be front end load. Well, I say front, it's going to be April and May, and then we're going to do like obviously all of the fall markets. So I'll have some really nice chunks of time where I don't have to like panic market prep, and I can over prep for my fall markets, which I did a really good job of this year, but I need to kind of step that up a little bit. I'm finding out just based off, I've sold like 340 plushies or something in person at my markets. Well, no, it's not quite 340, probably closer to 320 at my markets in person so far, and I have 1 more to go. So it's kind of giving me a really good idea of what I really need to strive for next year as far as during my summer break from markets, what I need to be working towards. So, but I'm going to go ahead and reveal this now because you've seen me do this a couple of times on here already, just with my custom loaf cats online. But the 3-tiered cart has now... Say hi to Rosie. Hey, girl. Hi. Are you napping? She's like, please don't disturb me. Did you hear that sigh? Probably not. But we have turned my 3-tiered cart into safety eye station. So this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I am inspired by Christine and everybody that does safety eyes, and I've decided to start safety eye painting, but it's not until after my next market because I can't handle it. So the top tier is now full of the glitter and the mica powder that I have collected over the last few months. And then down here, I've got my cups and spoons. I have a rubber mat that I do all of this on, and then my resin and the UV light to cure it. And then down here is all of the safety eyes that I have bought. I ran out of little boxes, so I had to keep these in their bags. But I'm going to start off, I'm going to be doing 20, 25, 30, and 35. So that is something that I'm really excited about. And then I'm also working with another small local business to do some stitch markers. They're gonna be handmade, like fully handmade, and I'm working with her to get those done. But those will probably be a 2026 thing because I can only really tackle one thing at a time. So I'm really excited. Like I said, I have been hand painting safety eyes for the custom loaf cats online because majority of people's cats are are green or gold, but there's a lot of green-eyed cats out there. I think probably 75% of the cats that I make for custom orders are green-eyed cats. So I have been hand painting all of those because when you buy the safety eyes online and you get the glitter discs, which is really what I was using before to keep the costs down. I was going through the green and the gold so quickly because literally everybody has green or gold-eyed cats. And then sometimes I would have somebody that had like a cat that had one green and one gold eye or something along those lines. I've actually had a handful of cats that had two different colored eyes that I've made, and I really like to try and match their cats as closely as possible. So I would end up with like odd numbers of glitter discs and all of that. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna get the supplies that I need to be able to paint them myself, and then that way I don't have to worry about the glitter anymore. So I'll just kind of show you. You've seen these in other videos, but I've been doing green, and these are, I believe, these are 20 millimeters that I use. I was using 18, but I just upped it to 20 because they're a little bit easier to paint. If you paint safety eyes, you know anything smaller than a 20 is a little bit difficult. You can't really see anything. I do have some 18s, but I ran out of 18s, so I just decided to stop doing 18. I don't know, maybe you can see it. You can see it, but hello. There we go. So I do have some 18s in gold that I hand painted for the loaf cats, but I think I'm going to switch to 20s just to simplify the process a little bit. So that will be coming hopefully in December. I already have a notebook full of like the different color combinations with the glitters that I've already bought. And obviously I've been experimenting already with different glitter and all that kind of fun stuff. So those will be coming in hopefully December if I have the time, which I should, because once I hit December 6th, I do have some custom orders, well, actually a lot of custom orders that need to go out, but I can at least take some time to just work on custom orders and then just paint safety eyes. So stay tuned for that if you want updates live on the safety eye stuff. If that's something that interests you, you can follow me over on Instagram right here, and I will post over there probably first before YouTube gets notified. So if you want to be on the, like, get first dibs on Safari Stitches safety eyes. Wow, say that 10 times fast. So yeah, I think that's all the updates I have right now. I mean, obviously you guys know I've been trying to work out how to do crochet kits. I decided to push that off. I really wanted to have them done for the fall markets this year, and unfortunately, as we got closer to the holidays, my custom orders online picked up. I got 3 really big custom orders that I've been working on in the background that are taking me a lot longer than I thought they were going to. So it's just been a little bit of a whirlwind, and I just haven't had time to sit down and film the tutorial. That's really the only thing left, is filming the tutorial, and the amount of detail. And I just want to make sure that I do it right. I don't want to rush through it. So I've pushed that off until 2026 as well. What else? What else? We've already decided the apparel was just a dud of an idea, at least the embroidered, the idea that I had for that. So I do want to do apparel at some point, but I've also pushed that off because apparel is a very, very large upfront cost, and I'm out quite a handsome amount of money for the ones that I do have. So again, if you're looking for a sweatshirt that's embroidered and will last you a while, that says if you're looking for an embroidered sweatshirt that will last you a while that says Serial Crafter on the front, if you're like me and you've tried literally every craft under the sun, or still do every craft under the sun, then that will suit you. I am selling them for $30 shipped, whereas before it was $45 not including shipping, so they are steeply discounted. You can message me. I have light pink with hot pink writing, dark green with brown writing, and dark, like a charcoal gray with black writing on it. And I have sizes from extra small to 2X. The only one I'm sold out of is the green size large. So yeah. Anyways, I can even link to those below if you want to see what they look like, because I do have pictures of them all on my website. They are listed. And if you want one, I can also provide a discount so that you can get the discount on the sweatshirt if you would like one. I think that's all I've got. I need to get off here, and I want to finish cleaning off this workspace and get this cart tucked up underneath the desktop because I don't need it anywhere near the sun because of the resin. And then I'm going to finish packing for this week, and you guys are obviously coming with me, so don't fret. I'm waiting on my mic to finish charging, and I need to charge the batteries for the camera, so I need to pop the battery out of this and get that charged as well. So that's my update for you guys. Really nothing super exciting. I mean, the safety eyes might be exciting for you, but I don't know. So yeah, that's all I've got. I'm gonna hop off here and get some things done around the house before we have to leave, and I will touch base with you guys at some point.
Hi. It has been a while since I have come on here to film anything. We are now past Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to those of you that celebrate. I hope you all had a lovely and wonderful break from whatever and however you celebrated. I hope it was lovely and wonderful. I went to my parents and I said I was going to take you guys with me, and I did. I brought my camera, but I did not film a single second of anything while I was there. To be honest, a lot of my time was spent playing games or just kind of like hanging out, and I was crocheting, but I didn't want to like set up a camera and do all of that stuff while we were doing all of that. So it just didn't get done, which is fine. I took a few days off of filming and just kind of chilled and spent time with my family. So it was really nice. But now I have a lot to get you caught up on because I am overwhelmed. I say I'm overwhelmed. I have a lot to do this week. This is the final week leading. It's Monday, December 1st. My market is on December 6th. They're supposed to be sending out the official layout for Saturday, and they haven't sent it out yet. It is 2:00 in the afternoon. So I am very anxiously waiting to see where I am placed, because that is also going to determine kind of what I focus on for the next 4 days as far as market prepping goes. The other thing that I have been scrambling is, you can kind of see right here, these two guys, Loaf Cats. My Etsy is insanely busy right now, which is a great problem to have, but I had a lot of open orders I think I got to 19 open orders, and then Etsy put a wonderful and lovely reserve on my account. There's really no reasoning. They never provide a reason. They just say, due to changed, it's like, I don't even know. It just says, due to changes in the activity on your account, we have put a reserve. So basically what that means is it lasts 90 days, and any sales that you make, once they put the reserve on your account, they put 50% into a reserve account. And I don't really know why. Like, I guess it's to protect the buyers from sellers either not shipping their packages. I don't know. But I had literally, the day before, I had filled like 4 of my orders and shipped them all out. But I guess because of the increase in sales, which, to be completely honest, is very much so expected this time of year because people are buying Christmas presents. So the logic is just not there. And it really, really, really pisses me off because at the current moment, I have almost $300 sitting in my reserve on Etsy because I haven't gotten to the open orders yet. I currently have 27 open orders on Etsy. I filled 3 of them today. This is another one that's finished. I just haven't heard back from my customer yet. This is 1 out of 3 loaf cats in one single order. I'm going to try and get those done, the last 2 in this order done this week. And then the rest of them don't have to ship until, I think the next one is December 10th. So my plan, this one technically doesn't have to ship until December 9th. So I'm honestly tempted to just not finish the last 2 until after my market on Saturday, which is probably what's going to end up happening anyways, because like I said, I have a lot to get done. But on top of all of the open Etsy orders, I have 2 local orders. One is a small sea turtle, and then one is 2 custom loaf cats. The 2 custom loaf cats are not needed before Christmas, and I let her know that they would likely not be done before Christmas. So she's fine. I'm probably going to get that done for like the first of the year. And then the sea turtle I do need to get finished. I'd like to have it finished by next week. They don't really take me that long. So I'm thinking this weekend I can just knock it out and have that finished. She does need that one by Christmas. And then there's another online order that's a custom dog snuggler that needs to be finished and shipped by the 14th of December. So I have 2 weeks for that one. I still need the invoice for that one, so I need to get that done today. And then I have 3 other orders that are custom orders that have been open for probably over a month now. My customers are aware it's the same item for all 3, or same 2 items. But if you play video games and you like playing horror video games, it's the Little Misfortune and Benjamin the Fox. It's the 2 main characters in that video game. They asked me to recreate it. I am using a pattern that I found, that the person who originally requested it found the pattern, and I've had to modify it because the pattern is written for cotton yarn, and I'm not doing it in cotton yarn. So I did have to modify the jacket and the hair, which the hair was fun to modify, I must say. So I have been slowly chipping away at that. My plan is to work on those next week and get them done. I finished, I'll show you guys later. Actually, it'll probably be my next video, not this video. But anyways, I've got the doll finished mostly. I just need to like crochet the face details and get them sewn on. And then I'm hoping the fox won't take that long. But I have so many things to get done is what I'm trying to say. So over the weekend, I guess when I got back, I came back Saturday. I spent all day yesterday crocheting loaf cats, and I got 6 made. 2 of them are left here. 5 made yesterday. And then I jumped back into market prepping. But let me first show you guys what I got finished while I was at my parents'. So the first thing that if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw this, but we went to Wednesday night is trivia night at a local brewery near my parents' house. And I took my crochet with me, and I did work on the Diddy Dex snugglers. I was able to get all of the bodies finished while we were there, which was really exciting. The bodies and the legs. But I got this fun, I think this is like the kaleidoscope tie-dye in Premier Basics. Most of these are repeats and just like restocks of what I had previously. So there's this one. I can't think of the color name of this. And then the pink and purple. This was the first one to sell at my last market. Pink and purple tie-dye with hot pink wings. This is, I think, Cosmic Camo is the colorway of this. But I got those finished. And then this one is a new colorway to my Diddy Dex dragons. And I do try to make them in the same colors just so I can restock them and it's just easier. And then I can, hopefully, I'm going to get these listed on Etsy at some point. Probably not this week, but maybe next week. I just got to get pictures of this guy, so I'm going to set him to the side. And then the other thing that I worked on while I was at my parents' was a Dear Fable Friend, and I decided to put this one in dark green overalls, which I think is super insanely adorable. I just need to obviously embroider the nose. I haven't decided if I'm going to put horns on or not on this one. I have previously. I'm just not 100% certain what I'm going to do yet. I might just put like the little light colored speckles on the face and then obviously embroider the nose, and then this one will be finished. So when I got home yesterday, I had a very productive night last night. I finished, the other thing that I worked on while I was at my parents', I started working on this Highland cow snuggler, and then I finished it when I got home on Saturday. I honestly might redo the hair. I thought I pulled out enough yarn to make the loops. I don't know. It might be fine if I leave it like smashed down like that. But I worked on this while I was at my parents', and then I finished it when I got home. Obviously, I still need to embroider the eyes, and then I need to put the little tail tufts on, but that one is almost finished. And then after that, I moved on to capybaras because capybaras are fully sold out for me. And this is made out of, oh my gosh, focus, made out of demi pearl yarn from Michaels in the color cork and cinnamon stick. And they come out quite large, and I really, really like them. Obviously, I still need to put the eyes on, but I made 5 of these last night. And then after I finish those 5, I really want to have 10 of those, but I'm trying to do like bare minimum to restock, and then I'll go back and make more of everything if I can. The next thing I worked on was an elephant. This is May the Elephant by BK Crochet. I love this pattern. I cannot keep it in stock when I have it at markets. It's super duper adorable. She's so cute. So I've got one of those. I do want to make one more, but again, it's just really going to depend on if I have time. And then today I decided to try and knock off some things on my to-do list. So I had these guys already made. They just needed the eyes embroidered. Oopsies. So I now have 1, 2 of the hungry caterpillars. And I have 1 of the llama llama red pajamas done. I think that's everything that I have finished. Well, mostly finished. I did start working on an Eleanor the Elephant from Kinder Knots. So I've got the arms and the nose and the legs obviously started, and I'm now working on the body. So I should get that done fairly quickly, but I had to take a break to have a bite to eat because I got hungry, and I needed to check on my YouTube video because I needed to get my YouTube video uploaded for today because I ran a little bit late getting that edited today. Good morning. It has been a few days, but I have some exciting news. So, talked about how Etsy had put a payment reserve on my account. Well, that's been listed. That's been lifted. So I am getting paid the full, all of my earnings from my sales, which is great because I was really annoyed to see that I had just money just sitting there that I couldn't touch. Another reason to not put all of your eggs in one basket, if that tells you anything. So that is the first good piece of news. The second good piece of news that I have is my market in 2 days, because today is Thursday. I did get the layout for the market, and I am so excited, you guys. I have such a good location, almost right in front of the stairs to get into the building. I'm thrilled. I'm super excited about this location. I can't lie to you, because basically people have to walk past me to get into the building. I also have learned that there are only 3 different crochet vendors. I think one of them must have pulled out because I don't see her in the vendor map list. The other one so there's 2. One makes plush items, so it's very similar to me, but we have a very different style of crochet and a very different aesthetic. So I don't think that her and I are going to be in direct competition for sales. If somebody likes her stuff, they're probably not going to like mine, if that makes any sense, and vice versa. And then the other one is mostly acrylic. So all of her plushies and stuff are made out of acrylic yarn, which obviously I do not do. So I'm really one of a kind, which is very exciting. We're all one of a kind. I'm excited. The caveat to that is that there is currently a 60% chance of rain all afternoon that day. So this is usually a very well-attended event, and we've been there as shoppers before. So we shall see. But in other news, I have also been a very busy bee. So I'm going to go grab all of the goodies that I have made this week so far, and we're going to take a look at them really quick. And then we're going to discuss what I have left on my to-do list. So the first thing I got done was an elephant. And this is the pattern by Kinder Knots. On the same note, I wanted to have a little reindeer because obviously this is a Christmas market. And having a reindeer was just kind of necessary. So this is Remy the reindeer. Along the same note, some of my other favorites, this was, or still is rather, a pretty big obsession for me, but the Fable Friends by Oak and Marlowe. I do not have the baby Fable Friends yet, the baby mods that she has released, but the OG Fable Friends, sorry, I'm picking off fluff. The OG Fable Friends are insane. They still need their details, and I still need to make some little outfits for them. Obviously the nose is not embroidered on this yet, but I made a deer because I already have a deer in overalls, and I want to have 2 of each. So I got a deer done. And then the next thing I worked on were the Brie bunnies, and I made, oh my gosh, there's just fluff absolutely everywhere. I made one Brie bunny in this fuchsia colored overall set. So cute. And I'm embroidering the eyes on this one, so that's why she's got no eyes. But I got a little overall bunny done. And then I got just a plain bunny. I think I'm going to put a dress on this one. I think a dress would look really cute. So I need to pick out a color for a dress. My goal today is to get all of the outfits done and embroider all of the details. And then my personal favorite is the fox. Again, I still need to embroider the nose, but I got this fox done, and this is just solid orange with the mystical Bernat blanket for the black detail, and then I got this one done as well that's in the mystical orange with solid black accent colors. absolutely adorable. And honestly, they work up so stinking fast. After that, let me just read you. We're going to move on to my to-do list. So I've been slowly working on those in the evenings and getting those knocked out because I definitely wanted to have at least 2 of each animal. I really, really want to fit in one of either the chicken or the duck as well, Fable Friend. I just don't know that I'm going to have time, so it may just not get done. But I did list out the priority of what I want to get done basically today and tomorrow because my market's in 2 days. So when I made this list, I still needed to finish the second Fable Fox. So that's obviously done. The next thing on my list were the Grinch, and I've got one made. I still need to embroider the details on the face. I don't know how I feel. This is the Madeline May Co., and I don't know if it's just the yarn. I think I might try to eliminate one of the rounds in the head to make it a little bit less eggish. I don't really know. Maybe once I embroider the facial details, it'll be a little bit different. I'm also considering going up in size on the safety eyes. I think I used 18s. And I'm wondering if 20s would make a difference in how he looks. I don't know. I think it's a trust the process type of situation. So I still need to put the face details and embroider the little heart on his chest. I want to make multiples, but it's really going to depend on how that one looks when I'm finished with it, if I make another one or not. The next thing on my list was Demogorgon. I got this. This is Just a Mom Crocheting. This is her pattern. It came out pretty big compared to her, and obviously I still need to embroider the teeth on all the petals, but this one took me a little bit longer than I was hoping it would. I don't know why. I guess the first time making it makes sense, so I'll be curious to see if I make another one, how long it actually takes me to make. But I did want to make multiples of this, but I decided I'm just going to do one of each of the larger items just to get at least one out on my table. So I did get one almost, oopsies, onto the floor, almost finished. The next thing on my list were blue axolotls. So I've got them mostly finished. This is Crochet Grove's pattern. I still need to do the fin down the back and across the tail. I have 5 of those made, which is what I wanted to get done. And then the next thing on my to-do list is mini loaf cats. I have 5 made. I really want to have at least 10 to take to my market with me, and I'm probably going to bring supplies with me to make more because the last 3 markets, they've completely sold out for me, and I just never seem to have enough. So, and then if I get through the rest of my list and I go back to make more, I'm probably going to make more mini loaf cats. So the rest of the items on my list, I want to make a corduroy bear, a llama llama red pajama, a hungry caterpillar. Then I'm kind of like circling back to a few of the things that I have in stock, and I want to make a Kinder Nuts Fox, which I don't actually have one of those in stock. That sold at my last market. If I have time, I want to make one. I want to make one more elephant snuggler because those are another one of my best sellers. I have this really cute pattern for an ear warmer that I'd like to try and make to add to my wearables table. And then I have 4 small possums in stock. I'd like to have 10 if I can get to it. If I only have 4, it's fine. And then a Winnie the Pooh snuggler and a Triceratops snuggler. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18 plushies, not including ear warmers, that I'd like to make between today and tomorrow. I think it's doable, potentially, especially because, well, they're all quite large. The mini loaf cats, maybe not. I might circle back to the mini loaf cats because I do have 5 and I can take, that's easy for me to take with me to my market to work on. So I may circle back to the mini loaf cats and skip over that one for right now and move on to corduroy, the llama, and the caterpillar book buddies to get those done. I also have a lot of finishing work to get done. There's quite a few things in my box that I need to embroider eyes on, or as I just showed you, embroider noses, face details, things like that. I'm so all over the place. I'm very overwhelmed at this point by the sheer amount of things that I need to get done. But I will check in with you guys later. Hi guys, it is currently 9:30 at night. It's been a late night. I had a very productive evening, and I wanted to come on and show you guys everything that I made because it's quite a lot. I did get distracted from my original plan of what I was going to make, but I don't regret it. I think this is going to be worth the distraction. But the Cuddle Critters by Mama Makes Yarn, I've been wanting to make these for a while. And I added rattles into the heads, and I think they're so cute. I need to add some whites on the outside of the eyes because they are looking just a smidge creepy. But my brain is not braining right now, so I'm going to bed. But I made a Winnie the Pooh, and I made a brown bear. This one doesn't have any details on it yet. I also made 2 different fox colors. And then I made 2 of the mallards because mallards are generally one of my best sellers. So I made mallards, and I made a cow. So cute. And then this one, I was trying to make a Winnie the Pooh, and I forgot to color change to red because I was just like in the zone and I was going for it. So I actually turned this one into a little giraffe, and I am pretty happy with how it came out. I did freehand this. Well, the body is the same and the nose is the same as the bear, but I did do slightly different ears, and then I did bobble stitches, and then I just embroidered like a couple of brown or 3 brown spots on the side of the body. I was going to do more than that, but I kind of like the minimalist look of the way this came out with just the 3. I feel like I'm getting the point across that it's a giraffe. So I kind of like it. I like it like this. Yeah. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8 of the Cuddle Critters with rattles in them. I think I'm going to price them at 15 each because they don't really take that long, even with the extra bits that you have to sew on. So yeah, I might make a couple more tomorrow. I might make a chicken and a yellow duck, and then I can at least time myself because for whatever reason, when I made those 8, I didn't time myself. The other thing that I also got done is I got done my corduroy. So there's that. So overall, it was productive, even though I didn't work on anything that was on my list. But I'm going to bed now. I'm very tired, and I need to chug a gallon of water. So I'm going to go do that, go to bed, and then I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, well, we are officially in the day before the market. I don't really know if I feel prepared or not because my brain is so scattered that I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing at the current moment. I have been slowly working on getting all of the Fable Friends finished. I have 4 left, the bunnies and the foxes. So that is what I'm working on at the moment. I am going to go ahead and close out the video here because I want to get a head start on editing. So I'm not scrambling on Sunday to get a video out on Monday because next week is a very busy week for me at work. So this last market could not come at a more perfect time for me. But with that said, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I recognize that this video was all over the place, so I apologize. But hopefully you enjoyed it anyways. Hopefully you were able to get some things finished. If you have some markets coming up, hopefully you were able to market prep. But don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up so other people can also find this video. And let me know in the comments below what you were working on while you were watching. You know I like to hear that kind of stuff. And I can't wait to see you guys next week. Bye.